On it. Week 8 starts today. Just getting into another training session here, back and calves today, and definitely feeling one of these energy lulls, although I don't think it has as much to do with nutrition as much as it's like one of these Monday morning blues kind of things, which is weird. Slept really well, ate well, recovering well, strength levels and all that are good. It's just like this Monday morning kind of So typically what happens when I get like this, I don't want to work out, but once I do, by the end, I'm usually starting to pick up in terms of mental and physical energy, and that usually gets me feeling better. So kicking this thing off and hoping that things feel better as I go. Energy's still a little bit low, coming off a workout today and later in the afternoon and getting all my homework and everything done. I think my brain's just tired. I'm just tired. But I got some good dinner cooking here. So that, hopefully, yeah. And I'm going to get some carbohydrates as well. Yay. So I'm hoping that that's going to pick me up a little bit and cure the energy blues here. Right, gearing up for leg day number 1 of the week. I get 2 leg days coming this week. And the energy lull, it's still a little bit there. It's not quite the same as it was yesterday, but I'm still dealing with a little bit of it, which is kind of funny because technically it's a little bit lower of a carb week for me this week, but only lower compared to my higher weeks. And it's definitely higher than it was like week 1. So I think, my body now, I'm better able to process carbs when I eat them. It's just that my body misses them when they get pulled down, and even just a little bit. It's not like they're pulled down a ton, but a little bit. And it's just funny because I notice it right away. So there's a little bit of a lull going on today, but it's better than yesterday. It's just not full on like my normal, high energy days that I get when I'm eating more carbs. So I'm gonna push through this leg day today. The one thing that I do know is regardless of where my energy is at, I'm seeing more and more that once I get started and I start getting about halfway into the workout, I notice I significantly start to pick up, and I start to feel better. So that's one thing that I can hang my hat on. I can go in a little bit tired, but I know it's a mental thing. I know I'm gonna feel better when I'm done. So that's where I am at today. And so I'm gonna get at it. Looser, definitely looser. Ooh, much better. Wasn't having this before. Finishing up. Back into my workout today. It burns. It hurts. It is just on fire. And I'm like, I want to quit. I want it to stop. I just want to get it over with because, the brain seeks comfort, safety, and doesn't like things that are unfamiliar, uncertain, uncomfortable, because the brain thinks that they are a danger to our survival. And so, every time when I'm dealing with that burn and that fire and that pain in the muscles, it makes me want to stop. My muscles don't want to contract anymore. They don't want to move me anymore. And it is a deeper kind of challenge in being able to push myself through it, not go around it, not try to avoid it because it's uncomfortable or try to shortcut it. The only way out is through. That's how we overcome challenges. That's how we climb obstacles and conquer them. And it really teaches how to deal with challenge and obstacles, not just in the gym, but overcoming those ones that that stand in our way in life. So another set to go, then I get to do squats at the end. All right, so another day here, third day of week 8, fourth day. I think I'm on the fourth day, and I'm getting a little mental energy lull is still happening. Even though I'm getting some carbs, it's more like in the mornings now rather than later in the day. The mornings is when I'm a bit lower on my carbs, and so I'm even trying to do some motor learning lab work here for one of my courses, and I'm having trouble remembering what I'm reading, like reading sentences and trying to remember what I've just read. It's like not so much my memory, but my concentration and my focus have taken a bit of a dip. So I will be looking forward to getting some carbs in this afternoon for a meal, and hopefully feeling things pick up at that point. Definitely feeling like I've gotten through the energy lull. So I think my body's kind of hit an adaptation. And walk out here so I'm not competing with the noise, but my body's kind of hit this adaptation to the lower carb intake. And so I'm rebounding today. It's kind of interesting because I didn't physically feel really strong, and I thought I might be actually a little bit weaker coming into today, but it's like my reps are up or my weights have been up. So strength is definitely up, and it's really just, sometimes I got to get out of here, get out of this, the inner saboteur there. Insidious will try and talk me down out of everything. All right, just finished up my leg workout for the day, showered and dressed and ready to go out and take little Miss Brianna for a drive in her new car. So she's learning to drive her new car around the area and learning the roads and whatnot now. It's kind of different when you have to drive them and you're not a passenger, but About today, this workout was interesting because there I was about not even, I don't know, maybe halfway in, and I was feeling just kind of beat. I just was feeling like tired and felt like my body wasn't, where I wanted it to be. I was moving a lot slower, didn't feel as strong today. And, I know I slept really well. I ate well, I'm doing things right. And still there it was. And there goes my speaker. Ooh, freaky deaky. Anyway, so that's where I was with it. And I was ready to stop the workout. I was like, this is it. I'm done. I can't get through the rest of this. And that's going to be that. And then, I'm kind of thinking in my head about how I need the recovery anyway. An extra day of recovery will do me really good because, if I'm not feeling it better, it's better not to push, too much, and, nothing good's going to happen with that. And that's where I was. And I stopped my set at the end. I finished it out and then just kind of sat there for a minute, got my rest, got my breath back and everything. And then I'm like, okay, one more set. I'll do one more. So got through one more and then got done with that. And I was kind of thinking about it, as I'm resting and I'm going, it's kind of like I'm catching the language, right? I talk about the inner saboteur and how insidious it is and how sometimes that inner voice can almost seem like a friend, like a friend who's watching out for me, who's just looking out for my well-being and trying to do things to help me. And really, it's coming from that part of me that's resisting the change once again. It's like it's just a day-to-day thing. And it kind of like reminds me of not drinking, right? Where, I've had 3 years after dealing with, a really serious drinking issue for 30 years. And every time I would try to give it up and stop, it was like, some time could go by, a month could go by, 3 months could go by, but I would always go back. It was like, you were never like, I was never over it, quote unquote, over it. I was just like, it's like that shit's there doing push-ups, getting stronger, and just waiting for a moment of weakness or uncertainty in you, or a time where you're frustrated or you're tired, right? Because those are the easiest times when your defenses are down and to target you and to make you break. And that's what was going on here. It was like the inner saboteur was just found its moment of weakness within me, that moment of doubt that I was having, of uncertainty, and bam, was on me trying to pounce. So I just kind of caught it, and I can't say that I was completely motivated to finish the workout, but it was more just like, okay, one more set, and I do the set, rest. Okay, one more set. All right, rest. And then, I just one-setted my way to the end of it, and that was it. But man, it's just, I think about how many times we set goals and that we, fail to achieve. Maybe we start and we stop, or, we get frustrated along the way. We think, it's not possible. We can't do this. It's too hard. It's too late. We're too old. We're too busy. A million reasons why, we can't achieve it, but yet very few, if any, reasons that we come up to support why we can and empower us to do so. And I think it really is a matter of deconstructing that inner narrative, and catching that inner saboteur when it comes and tries to sabotage you. So success for the day, got to win. But man, I know it's lurking, and I know tomorrow's another day, and might have to deal with it again. But just kind of being on the lookout. I think it just says a lot about the importance of self-awareness in achieving the goals that we set for ourselves. So I'm gonna make my shake, get out of here, get on with our day, and enjoy the rest of this day. Right, just got off the scale. Part 1 of my results so far, down another almost 2 pounds. So Definitely cool. Another victory. I was a little bit worried yesterday, or the past, or actually, yeah, just yesterday with increasing my carb intake a bit. So it always kind of worries me that I'm going to start holding water and putting weight on the wrong way. So definitely having a win here. Measurements still to come, and going to see what I'm looking like from there. Right, it's the end of week 8, results day, and got everything done. My weigh-in, body fat, measurements, and photos done, taken, and so this week was probably a little better on the back end of this week. I was feeling better going toward the tail end of the week than I did the last week. So it's probably just because, my carbohydrates, it's like they were pulled down a bit, but they're still like a little bit higher than they were in previous weeks. So it's kind of like, my body, when I first started this, I was having trouble processing carbohydrates. I couldn't tolerate a lot of different foods. Like I just had sensitivities. I would get bloated, I would get indigestion, just all kinds of things. And carbohydrates I had a tough time processing them. So, a combination of making changes in my diet and changes to my training, I think it's helping to increase my insulin sensitivity so that I'm metabolizing and processing carbohydrates a lot better. So, I still don't eat, even on my higher carb weeks, it's not by any means, what a typical high carb diet would look like. Like I'm still at my high end. I'm not over like 120 grams in a day. But this week, I think it's, even though it was a lower carb week for me, my carb intake has been higher than it's been in previous weeks. So it's kind of like, this, we'll up it a bit and then we'll drop it a little bit. We'll up it a little bit another week, drop it a little bit. And progressively over the weeks, the intake gets higher, but just little drops and increases in between. So that's where I'm at. So, coming on the tail end of the week, it's like my body hit this adaptation where I think my body was better able to tap into fat stores for energy when I didn't have as many carbohydrates. And then when I shift over and add a little more carbs, my body can use that as well. So, my body is learning how to process, different sources of nutrients, fats, carbohydrates, and, obviously protein and everything, but to be able to process them all and do it really well. So that's been a real bonus, and coming off of this week and into my weigh-in now, I'm down another 2 pounds, just about 2 pounds for the week. Body fat looks slightly down, not as much as I wanted it, but, I don't get too caught up in the exact number, like the exact percent or whatever. I just more look at the trend. If it's coming down, I'm on the right track. I'm good. And then my measurement, stomach, waist measurement came down again. I'm down another 1/4 inch this week. So, I was hoping more for like the 1/2 inch, but I'm realizing too that I'm kind of out of the phase where the big drops come, because I don't have as much water now to lose. And especially, when the carbs come up a little bit, carbs hold water, but I'm holding it more in the muscles now rather than holding it like in my stomach and waist area or, love handles and things like that. So, the changes, they happen. They're a little more subtle, but they're consistently happening. So this was definitely a good win. Again, week 8, another good win here. So that being said, I've got another shoulder and triceps workout coming today, and then tomorrow's off day. So I'm just going to stick with the meal plan through the day today, and then tonight it's my choice of dinner. And again, it's kind of weird because I'm not really having any major cravings going on. So, whatever I choose to have my off meal, dinner and dessert, it's like I just kind of feel it out during the day. Whatever I feel like, that's what I'll get. So leaning kind of towards some pizza or something tonight. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. But either way, had a good week. And just going to keep pushing through, leading into week 9. That will start on Sunday and just be kind of business as usual. So that's it for this week. Definitely had a good week, and I'll be back for week 9.